All right, guys. Let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. So how is it? How is it with your assignment for last week? Were you able to attempt it? Did you attempt it, or nobody did it? Let's hear you. Let's hear you. I think you just for your assignment last week. Were you able to do anything, or you guys forgot to do it, or I mean, you can give me your excuses. Oh, you did yours. Very good. Did you submit it on your? Okay, okay. I will look at it. Who else has anything to say about the assignments? Did you do it or did you not do it? If you didn't do it, what was the challenge? Talk, oh, talk, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I need to get this over and done with today. We have like 45 minutes to go. So this class is really for 1 hour. So one of the reasons why I can't finish all of them is that there are like a lot of classes I'm taking also, so it's a lot of stress for me. Okay. So last week we discussed about paid media. We did introduction to paid media. We talked about the benefit of paid media, the role of paid media in digital marketing. I was able to, you know, mention some few things with regards to um, how you can integrate paid media with the other channels. Um, I wasn't able. I didn't talk about the strategy and then the case study. Hopefully, I can be able to talk about it today, and then we can also do the other ones today. I mentioned about I asked questions, about you, your experiences with ads. I spoke about what paid media is. I said paid media is about reaching the right persons at the right time, and it's driven like strategy. That was the essence of the strategy that I asked you guys to do. We defined what paid media is with the purpose of paid media. We talked about the key features and benefits, um, the role of paid media in digital marketing. We had that conversation, integration with other channels, impact on customer journey. We talked about the customer journey also, and some of the specific campaigns that we can use to run the and then we also talked about the A square and then RQ framework, which I talked about awareness, activation, retention, referral, and revenue. We also talked about some of the activities under each of um, the framework. Then overview of paid media, we have that. I showed you some search campaigns, display ads, the use. We talked about the use. We also talked about the examples, programmatic as well as native. Um, we talked about the benefit, which was scalability, speed, targeted reach, and measurable ROI. And then also we did integrating paid media with other channels, how you can integrate that. We talked about what cross-channel synergies or cross-channel strategy means, obviously helping, moving the customers, following the customers within the sales funnel. And then most importantly, um, I had like an example of what a digital marketing mix is all about, or like your marketing mix is all about. And then we broke it down into specifics. For this case study, this was like a brand I worked on, Gamsport.com. Gamsport was an e-commerce site that we helped increase their revenue by almost 128% year on year. That is for the period that is December from January 2023 to December 2023. We use the focus media strategy. This includes attribution tools like AppsFlyer. Some of the outcome include, some of the data that we got that led us to prioritizing top performing channels for better return of investment. We also looked at some of the channels that we used was Meta, Snapchat, Google Ad campaign. Strategies included optimizing targeting demographics. We used images, videos, and as well as what I call the advantage shopping campaign. Overall result for the campaign was that we were able to reduce cost per acquisition by um, from 15.5 to about $8. And then we also had a significant boost in app installs and web conversion. One of the also things that we did was leveraging community referral programs, influencer and brand management. Um, it helped us. One of the key takeaways is that regularizing and making sure that the optimization is on top, like you're on top of your optimization is very, very essential to lowering your cost and then maximizing your return on investment. Channel diversification also is very important. I don't know if you guys know, but please, if this is like a lot of things for you, please just ask me questions. I like when the people I'm teaching are really, really inquisitive about some of the things I'm teaching. So the chat is there. Um, this snapshot here shows some of the campaign, the achievement that we had in the campaign. And at the end of the day, the summary of all of this achievement is that paid media is an essential component of digital marketing. It offers control, scalability, measurable results, and then helps you understand the various types of media and how they fit into your broader marketing strategy. It's very, very crucial in creating effective campaign. Um, I would also, before we go further, I will just quickly just talk about some of the key metrics in paid campaign, and then I will familiarize us with the key metrics in paid media campaigns, to help us understand what we are basically doing, and then what when you hear CPC, CPM, C whatever, and C whatever, you really understand what it means as we move further. Okay. All right, it's fine. Ajayi would probably have the time to do again. But so, from what I was saying, how many of my okay, not to worry, don't worry, don't worry. Alright. So this was basically the assignment that I gave you guys to do, and then some of the terms that we were meant to explain. So I think I've explained paid media in details. Targeted audience, specific people that you're targeting, customer journey. I think I've also explained this a lot of the time. Throughout the course of our um, lessons over the past week. Customer journey, the AARR framework, uh, programmatic ads, native ad. We also explained that, and then most importantly, attribution measurement. Uh, I've not explained that to you. Also, for cost per acquisition, we've not really had that conversation also. But when we go further, probably the practical aspect of this, I'll be able to explain that. But per se, cost acquisition is basically the amount it costs you to get a conversion. So at the end of the day, if you're running paid campaigns, you have specific goals. Give me a moment. Please, if you want to talk, just unmute your mic and talk. Unmute your mic and then talk. Because I'm on another tab and I can't see you. I can't really hear. Go on. Yeah, I can hear you. Go on, please. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Just say what I think I'll understand. Go on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So different between all of them are paid ads, all of them are paid strategy, right? But Instagram is not really, really advanced, right? Although they've started doing a lot more with Instagram. But with Instagram, it's not advanced. It's just what you're basically doing is boosting posts. You're just boosting posts. But Facebook Ads Manager is much more advanced. You can do a lot of integration with it, right? Uh, you can target what's it called coordinates using Facebook Ad Manager, but with Instagram you cannot do that. So the thing is, if you give me your house number now, I can literally target the coordinate of your house and then you get to see the ad. But with Instagram, you can't do that. Okay. Although for beginners, it's a very good place to start. You know, it's a very good place to start, but it's not that advanced. Do you get? All of them is still boils down to getting results. But at the end of the day, it's not really advanced. You know, when we talk about Facebook ad, we talk about pixel, we talk about talking about conversion optimization, blah blah blah. But for Instagram, it doesn't offer that. Does that make sense? Okay. So there's a lot that you can do. There's a lot. Go on if you have questions. Honestly, I don't mind today if it's the questions that I get to answer. So long as you guys are understanding it, I don't mind. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They have website. Yeah, for those ones, you can run it from Instagram. It's fine. But when somebody has like a website, right? For those when somebody has a website, it's very important you run it from Ads Manager because you there are things you do. Let me just quickly share my screen with you. Let me go to Facebook Ads Manager. Sorry, you guys have to at least start coming to the class maybe earlier because sometimes I can't even do past the 8 p.m. because some of the classes I'm doing is like it's clashing. So once it's 8 p.m. we'll push it to the next class. Well, so if you guys try and come early, maybe we can do more. All right. So this is what Facebook Ads Manager looks like. Okay. Now, when you look here, there are a lot of tools that you can use, which Instagram does not have. You can see these are a lot and lot of the tools that you can use, right? Automated rules, campaign planner, creative hub, instant forms. You know, there's a lot of things here, right? Even the events manager here that you can create like events and that is conversion, you know. So there's a lot actually going on that you can do Facebook ad money, but Instagram is just boost post and then you don't have like a lot of visibility into what's happening. If we also check for that, just give me a moment. Let me show you something. Give me a moment. I'm trying to check something. All right. So this shows you specific result. I'm not sure Instagram has all of this thing listed here. You can't really see. You can most likely see number of messages, but you can't really see all of this. CPM, CTR. You can I think you can see CTR. You can also see reach, but there are still other things that you can't really see from here. So there's a whole lot of things on Facebook Ad Manager that you cannot see on your normal Instagram profile. So once you try as much as possible to stay in the class, I would once we get to a certain level, what we'll be doing is just basically the practical aspects, so you guys can see how we run it. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Any questions before I proceed further? All right. So on today's class, we'll be looking at the strategy development. I'll try to take maybe half of this class. Your classes are twice a week, yeah? Okay, cool. So we'll be looking at strategy development for this class. So strategy development, that is building strategy for running um, your paid campaign. All right. A well-defined marketing strategy is very crucial for aligning your marketing and for business goals. So it's very, very important that before you start maybe running paid ads, running anything, you need to have like a very good strategy that is aligned. You have a business that you're working for, and at the end of the day, they tell you, "Oh, to me, or we want to get users," and the next thing you do is go on Facebook Ad Manager, start running ads incessantly. You don't know whether you're running a traffic campaign. You don't know whether you're what kind of audience you're targeting. You just do it based on feelings. That will most likely fail. So you need to be very, very critical of some of the strategies that you deploy. Okay, ask yourself questions. What are the interests of these people? What are the what do they want? What are you know their age category and all of that, right? That would help you determine the kind of targeting. That would also help you determine even the kind of campaigns that you're running. You also need to understand where the buyer is on the sales funnel. You can't probably be running a, 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 a conversion campaign when all you want to do is get traffic to your site. You don't want to be running a traffic campaign when what you want to do is get app installs to your site. Okay, that's not going to work. So you need to look at strategy. You need to look at the brand so that it aligns with your overall business goals. That way you're not having issues, right? Um, companies like Nike, when they launch their campaigns, they talk about emotions, things that connect with that the user connects with, right? Sports, breaking biases and all of that. So those are some of the kind of campaigns that Nike tries to run. You know, um, and it kind of connects with the people, right? So those kind of campaigns are campaigns that are being tested, you know, research when you've done a lot of research, understanding where you can connect with your target audience. That helps you to be able to overall when you have like a well-defined marketing strategy, it helps you to reduce what I call your CPA. Your CPA is your cost per acquisition. It helps you reduce your um, CPM. It helps you reduce your CPC. Okay, all of this, when you have, imagine you see a video that you like, through an ad, you might be tempted to, "Oh, let me share it with my friend," right? And maybe your friend shares with another person shares with another person. At the end of the day, you probably see that for to reach 1,000 people, you're paying less. So those are the things that we should really, really start looking at, making sure that you have a strategy, understand the customer journey, understand where they are on the sales funnel, and then run targeted campaigns that aligns with that specific business goal at that moment. Don't run traffic campaigns for when you need conversions. Don't run conversion campaigns when you need traffic, or don't run traffic when you need app installs. Right? So it's very, very, very important that we look at it from that perspective. Um, Basically, the assignment that I gave you is like a continuation of this class. I was actually meant to discuss some of the strategies that you guys have worked on, and then also offer some insight and corrections into some of the things that you've done. But at the end of the day, what we're focusing on this week is how to develop effective marketing strategy, setting up objective, audience targeting, budgeting, and optimization techniques. All right. Our goal would be to understand the significance of strategic planning in marketing, learn how to set measurable objective and KPIs, and then also at least gain insight into audience segmentation and campaign optimization. Right. Um, that is basically what the whole of this course for today is going to focus on, right? Um, Having like a great marketing plan is very, very significant. In fact, it's like the bedrock of any marketing campaign, right? It helps you to be able to, you know, plan. This is like, you can't stress this enough. Like, as a marketer, as a digital marketer, as a paid media campaign manager, we can't, really, really stress this enough, for you guys. Work on the for you. Ayomide, you've not done the assignment. I think it's very important. Maybe I don't know how, when we can have like maybe a separate conversation, so we can meet, so you can work on that particular strategy, or you can reach out to um Simi. You're the one that did your side, yeah? Or Ayomi, who did this? Sorry, are you the one that did your strategy? All right. So maybe Ayomide can meet you, so that just you guys can run him or have to run her through the the campaign strategy, and then show them how to do it, right? Because I'm not sure I would have the time to go back to some of the classes I've taught. Setting measurable objective also is very, very important. You need to understand what budgets you have, right? Um, what is your budget? You can't say I want to reach 1 million people. Is it measurable enough? Or let's say I want 20. I want people to come to my website and buy. Is it measurable enough? How do you measure if if people come to your site? How do you measure whether the campaign is successful or not successful? So you need to make sure that your objectives are measurable. They should also be aligned with overall business aims or business goals to ensure that you achieve cohesive strategies and results. This is very important. Your brand is a brand that sells e-commerce, that is into sales, or you're a service provider. You know what you need is basically leads, so that you can have demo calls with people and all of that. But you're not doing them. you know. So instead of running lead generation campaign, you're running conversion campaigns. Of course, the traffic will come, or you're running traffic campaign. The traffic will come, but most importantly, you might not get the result. Why? Because it is not aligned with your overall business strategy. Remember that your first strategy is to help the business increase revenue. That is basically your primary aim. Whether you are a digital marketer, a social media manager, or you are a performance marketer, what you need to do is to help the business. That is like your main aim. Help the business make money. Go on, please. Mm. Yes, for awareness, you can do traffic for awareness, or you can do engagement with video views. Okay, traffic, awareness, or video engagement, video view. That could also work. Okay, yeah. Just as I've said, so you need to make sure that your strategy aligns with your overall business goal. So, for example, a company might set a brand like an objective to increase brand awareness by 30% within 6 months. You can see that within 6 months, if you do not achieve the objective of, let's say, increasing brand awareness by 30%, you can say that the objective is not achieved. So your objective has to be really, really measurable. It really, really has. Go on, please. No, I didn't get all of them. Sorry, go on. So, yeah, go on. How do you measure the success, whether it's a success or failure? So, for a business now, I need you to set an objective. So, go on, please. I'm listening to you. Timmy, can you hear me? hmm Now, what you have to do is basically what you have to do. Yeah, yeah. What you have to do, 30% increase in overall traffic for the brand. You need to check what is their current traffic on the site. And I told you that you can use Google Analytics. You can use Google Analytics to check how many people uh, um, visited, right? You can use Google Analytics to check how many people visited the class. You can use Google Analytics, how many people visited your site. You can use I think Google Analytics is the best one for now, to use them to see how many people, and then decide, okay, let's say if you see 10,000 people visit your site every month, and then you say you want to increase the traffic by 30%. 30% of 10,000 is how many? I think that's about 3,000, right? So what you're saying is that I want 3,000 more people to visit this website in 6 months or in 3 months or in 2 weeks, whatever, right? So if by the end of, and then you start running campaigns that align with you achieving that objective of website traffic, does that make sense? Yeah. So once within that particular time, if you achieve the result, then you can say it's a success. If you don't achieve the result, then you can literally say, okay, we achieved 70% of our results, we failed, or we need to do better. And then you strategize, okay? Does that make sense now? All right. So next one. So you don't just stay and make pronounce pronounce things out of the blue. You need to look at it, and then don't see because you're having um 10,000 views or 10,000 traffic website visits in a month, and then you say, okay, I want to improve it by 100%. What are you basing your overall strategy? What are you basing the strategy on? Is it just on by your gut feeling, or are you looking at the data to see how best to fix your goals, right? So as digital marketers, it's also very important. Digital marketers, performance marketers, or paid media marketers, or media buyers. It is very, very important that you are data centric. You get that? It's very, very important that you're data centric. You don't just make pronunciations and say, or I'm increasing the site by 100%. I want to get it to 100,000, 200,000, based on what metrics actually, you know. Because at the end of the day, if you don't get to reach that goal, you're probably setting yourself up for failure, right? A lot of things might happen. Your CEO might see you as incompetent and all of that. So you need to look at it from that perspective. Set up, or your objective based on, the data that you have available at hand. There's what we call cohort analysis. Look at it from that angle. Perform a cohort analysis. Okay, the people that visited my website in the last 2 months, what what is their behavior like? Where are they coming from? Are they coming from social media? Are they coming from Facebook? Blah blah blah, and all of that. So you need to still see it from that angle. So that way you are able to now set measurable goals, achievable goals, and not just any type of campaign. Does that make sense? All right. Okay. So for key performance indicators, there are metrics used to evaluate the success of your marketing strategy. Example will include, your company might decide to track the website, conversion rate, customer acquisition cost. All of these things that I mentioned earlier, they are your basic KPIs to assess the effectiveness of your campaign, right? For example, you might have uh, you know a company that wants you to increase conversion rate, but you're seeing like that the traffic has increased, and then you say that, oh, because the traffic has increased, I'm doing well. No, you're not doing well. You know, even if the traffic has increased, the company wants you to increase conversion rate. So you should look at making sure that you are increasing the metrics that really, really matter to your company. Okay, it's very, very important. In the course of your career, it's very, very important that you look at it from that perspective. Let all your objectives that you're setting be in line with company goal. Hi, Ayomide. We're looking at the conversion over the past 2 months. Our revenue has really, really dropped. We need to do something. We need to do something about it. The next thing that comes to mind is, how do I increase this conversion rate? How do I do it? All right. Do I run campaigns? Do I optimize the sales funnel? What exactly do I do? That is where your strategy comes in. Okay. I just hope today's class, I really hope that you understand most of the things I'm saying, and it's not really, really hard. But then if it is, just let me know and I can explain further. Most times I like this to be a conversation, so it's usually better for us as we move. The next thing that I wanted to also discuss would be, on the next slide, would be the SMART framework for setting marketing objective. I'm sure a lot of us must have heard, what the SMART framework does. Um, you need to ensure that your marketing objective are specific in the sense that white is white, black is white, black is black. You don't make it really, really ambiguous, right? Specific. I want to increase my website traffic by 20% in by 20%. That is like specific. It needs to also be measurable, right? If you have set that objective, how are you measuring the objective? You can't say I need to increase website traffic. Of course you can measure, but have you been able to measure whether it's successful or not, right? The third one would mean it has to be achievable. Just like I've said earlier, your goal has to be very, very achievable based on past performance, right? It has to be relevant. Um, it has to be relevant, and then to support your overall growth. So just as I've said, if your company wants to increase sales, you don't have to go and start talking about uh, you want to increase traffic. You need to also make sure that it aligns with the you know uh, overall objective of the company, and then it also needs to be time bound. you know I need so when you're setting campaigns, you need to increase sales by 20%, right? Within the next 2 weeks, within the next 3 weeks. Okay. All right. So it's very important that while you are setting up your campaign goals, you make sure that it is very, very specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and then also what time bound. This is very, very, very important. For you as a marketer, right? So I'll just have us do some activities. Um, just have like a brand in your head. Maybe you can unmute and just talk about it. And the brand is also not really, really performing well in terms of their revenue, in terms of their sales and all of that. Can you help me an objective? Just tell me about an objective that you think is right for solving this problem. Before we go. Yes, let's hear you. Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Sound like for there's a you have a brand. You need to mention a brand. There's this hypothetical brand that has issues um with their sales. Their sales is not really, really doing well, and then they are asking you to help them increase their sales. How do you set what's like the goal you set? I need you to use the smart framework to set up a goal for this brand. The problem is that their sales is not really, really doing well, and they want it to be increased in the next, 1 month. That's like about 4 weeks. And using hypothetical data, can you help me set up a smart framework? Like using the smart framework, can you help me set up an objective for this company? Do you get it? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, for people that want to increase sales. No, it's not new. It's not new. The brand is not new. Okay, conversion ad. So I need you to help me set an objective. What I've said using the SMART framework. By how many percent? So you have to be absolute. Like, it's not something you're not sorry. This is like an open question. Okay. So you just said increasing online sales. So what you just did now, it was not specific. Increasing online sales, it was specific, but it's not measurable. Okay. So you need to increase online sales by this percentage in this time frame. That is how you set objective based on this using the SMART framework. Okay. Do you get it? Do you understand? Yeah. You need to, when you're setting up a SMART objective, you need to make it specific, measurable, achievable, time bound, and there's another one. Let me check that. And there's another one. So instead of saying increase sales for the brand in 4 weeks, you can say increase online sales by 20%. All right. Within 4 weeks. In 4 weeks. It is that is using the SMART framework. Does that make sense? Increase online sales by 20% in 4 weeks. So that when tomorrow comes and you're not able to increase it, you know that you have probably failed, or you know you need to do better and all of that. So it's almost 8 o'clock. I think that's that for today. You guys should try and probably just attend the class early, and then we can obviously do more in class. Yeah, for those of you who have not finished your assignment, please just get it done and sorted out, and then I will see you guys again. See next week. Okay, I think it's on Friday. I'm not sure. Yeah, on Friday. So don't just stop here. You need to also be learning, some few stuff on your own so that it's easier for you to catch up. I want you, as you are done with this thing, you can call yourself a paid media marketer. You can call yourself a media buyer. Trust me, whatever you're earning now, anywhere is will be small compared to when you get a job here, in this field. I can assure you that it's not a joke, right? So, you know, you need to get serious with it, and then we'll take it up from there. Okay, okay. So guys, thank you so much for today. I'm looking forward to speaking to you guys again next week. I'm sorry, on Friday, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. Yeah. So if you have questions, please you can drop them on the group. I would answer you once I'm done with this next class. All right. Bye. All right. Good.